Welcome to the Marvelous Moms Club podcast, where you'll be not only allowed, but encouraged to dream big dreams and imagine the very best future for yourself and your family. Throw away expectations and perfection and embrace the messy beauty of what it means to be a marvelous mom. I'm your host, Kirsten Tyrell, and I can't wait to help you discover what makes you marvelous. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Marvelous Moms. I'm so excited about this one. I mean, honestly, I get excited for every single episode because I don't bring people on here who I don't want to talk to and who I don't want to share with you. But really today, this is a friend that I made a year and a half-ish ago, right?
Right.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. And recently we've just kind of reconnected. We've been friends on social media. I've seen what she's been doing and she's been seeing what I've been doing. She was actually recently a sponsor for the Glow conference that I put on, and she provided amazing stuff for the swag bags and for our speakers. So before I go too far into a super long description of our friendship, which we're going to talk about for the next 20, 30 minutes, this is my guest, Julie Ball, and she's from Sparkle, Hustle, Grow, a subscription box for female entrepreneurs, and she's doing a whole bunch of other things. So I'm super excited to have you on here. Thanks for being here today, Julie.
Thanks. It is my pleasure for sure.
Awesome. So we met at the Boss Mom Retreat in 2017, right? Yeah.
What?
2017.
I think it was, right?
I think so, because, we just had 2018. We can do math. We're smart women.
Yes, it was at the Boss Mom Retreat, no matter which one it was. It was one of the Boss Mom Retreats, which is one of the events that I look back at all the time. And I'm like, man, I met the best women there and I still maintain these great friendships and like business relationships with. Yeah, that's the power of events, you guys, especially ones like that where there's like such a collaborative space, because you even had a booth. That's kind of how we even got to talk more. You had a booth for Sparkle, Hustle, Grow, and I had a booth for Mascara. And so we were right next to each other and able to talk about our businesses a little bit more. Exactly. And you have since really exploded, and I love what you're doing. And I got to have one of your boxes because you did sponsor the Glow event and provide some amazing stuff for us. But I want to give people a little bit of background of you as a mom, and then maybe the backstory of your business. So tell us about your family situation. Yeah. So I am married to my husband, Kenny, of 10 years. We're celebrating 10 years this year. It's a big deal. And we have a 7-year-old daughter, McKenna. And we involve her in all of the business sides of our family life. It's so interesting how things have changed. You know, I was a corporate ladder climber for quite a while. And then when we found out that I was pregnant, my mindset shifted immediately. And I was like, all right, this is my exit strategy. And for me, I don't know about you, but I feel like I always need like a reason to do something big that's scary, you know? And this was definitely big and scary because all my life and all of my schooling had been leading me in this one particular path. And then then we're expecting, and I'm like, okay, we're taking a different path. So, I took a huge leap of faith, and after my maternity leave, I left corporate America to freelance. I have a background in web marketing, and, we didn't know if it was going to last, if this side gig was going to last 3 months, 3 years, 3 days. It was just that leap of faith that we knew we needed to take. I was lucky enough that my husband had a stable full-time job that gave us a little bit of that flexibility. But let's be honest, in this day and age, a lot of times we need to be a double income family. So, especially when there's a mortgage to be paid. So I put some pressure on myself to make it work. And I definitely don't regret it. And here we are. That was 2011. And I've had a lot of wins and a lot of losses since then, as far as making it work for our family. So that's where we're at today. And it's a very different picture than it was when I first launched back in 2011.
Yeah, I bet it is. And that's the best thing about entrepreneurship, right? It never stays the same. It's never exactly what you set out to do. It always turns into something bigger and better. And you learn so many things along the way that turn it into a magical success potion.
It's so true.
Which is what you feel like you have now. And for the outside looking in, it's like, oh, she came up with the best idea. That's so lucky. And it's like, oh, I actually started ground zero, bottom of the barrel, trying to work my way up, from literally no awareness of what I was actually supposed to put out into the world. So that's
so true.
That's
it definitely was not an overnight success.
Yeah. Nothing ever is.
I know.
And I love too, and this makes so much sense why you are a part of the Boss Mom community, because really over there, like, there's so many women who are growing families and businesses at the same
Mhm,
time. And so it
mhm,
makes complete sense that your business, like kind of your entrepreneurial streak, was born of the same time of becoming a mother.
mhm.
And I love that. I was the same way in slightly different regard, where I decided to go back to school. I was like, I'm kind of bored. I'm going to go finish my college degree now that I'm finally a mom. I like was dying to be a mom and thought that that would be the complete like end all be all for me. Once I'm a mom, then I'll be happy.
Mhm,
The age old, like, once I have this, then.
mhm.
And so I was happy. I loved being a mom, and I just needed something that was, I guess, harder, more
Yeah.
challenging. I don't know. We're like a weird breed of human being, I think. I mean, whatever. But I think it's a good sign. Those are the hustlers, the people who put really good stuff out into the world. So tell me about the evolution. Did you start out doing subscription boxes, or did
No.
it evolve into that? Tell me how it grew.
So I started out doing creating a web marketing agency, and of course, that agency, I put it in quotes, was just me at first.
Uh-huh.
I Before I had McKenna, I had finished my master's degree in internet marketing, and with
Mhm.
that training and with the experience from my corporate career, all I needed was an internet connection, and I could do work. I could make an
Yeah.
impact on people's businesses, and so I started out by focusing on local businesses, and I wanted to do SEO because that
Mhm.
was fun for me. I'm kind of a nerd in that respect, but it was also something that a lot of local people where I live didn't know how to do. There weren't
Mhm.
agencies serving the small businesses, and it didn't take long for me to figure out why. It was because it's very hard to optimize hand built like websites that look really really bad. You can optimize them, but once they get there, nothing's going to happen because the websites were so bad. So
Mhm.
and that's normal, if you're a small business, you might not have a big budget, you try to build it yourself. And so I
Right.
started learning WordPress, and so I'm self-taught, and I would go in and I'd say, okay, I can give you a beautiful brand new website that's also optimized. And so
Mm.
that business started growing, and I hired some other staff. I had a copywriter, a photographer, and a graphic designer on staff. So we were this all female web marketing agency, and we were serving mostly female entrepreneurs because that's what lit us up. That's what got us, super excited, and that's where we felt we could do our best work. And so
Mhm.
that was going really really well, and they were contract workers, but we positioned ourselves as an agency because we were full service. And then
Yeah.
in 2016, we moved from Charlotte to Asheville, North Carolina. And so I found myself in a new place, and we loved it. We wanted to move to the mountains. It was very intentional, but I didn't have any community. Like, I didn't know anybody, and it takes time to make new friends. And so I was getting a little
Mhm.
antsy behind the screen, a little lonely, started really seeking out the community of these Facebook groups, like Boss Moms and several others. And um, as part of that, I was like, I'm kind of like you, like I'm kind of bored. Like I've got this challenge in front of me, but what's next? What can I do
Yeah.
next? And I love getting happy mail, and I love sending happy mail because I know people really enjoy getting mail. And so I started talking to my husband about the subscription box industry and how I thought it was a really interesting business, and maybe there was something that we could do together. And we started talking about maybe some sort of regional box with like local Asheville artists and makers. And then I thought to myself, you know what? That's not low hanging fruit. I don't really know anybody that I could immediately
Mhm.
market this to. But
Yeah.
I'm already involved in a lot of communities, and have a lot of friends and colleagues that are female entrepreneurs. And then I thought, well, I could just, market to them, give them what they need. And it's pretty much going to be what I need because I'm a female entrepreneur as well.
Right.
And so, long story short, I looked back at my finances to see what I, as a boss lady, was spending money on, and it was a lot of
Mhm.
books. I read a lot of books, online trainings, and then office supplies. And when
Yeah.
I say office supplies, I don't mean just the basic black pen. Something inspirational, colorful, bright, that makes me
Yeah.
want to, fill my office with beautiful things and inspire me. And
Right.
so that's how I came up with the concept. And thought if I put those in a box and sent them every single month, there might have legs. And I went through the whole thing, went through the pre-launch, did a pre-sale, and it was the end of 2016, 3 months in, when I hit 100 subscribers. And that was a big milestone for me where I was like, okay, this has legs. I'm going to pursue it.
That's awesome. Wow, I love it. And I also love like the indicator, the 3 months in, because a lot of people would quit in less than 3 months. Like, "Oh, month 1, oh, only 5 people subscribe to my
Yep.
box." But my husband and I say that all the time. You got to give it at least 90 days to know if you have something that's
Yes.
viable to take it forward.
Well,
So,
anything
I mean,
really,
I'm
a
yeah,
marketing tactic.
seriously.
Like if you're trying Facebook ads or if you're trying, if you're doing SEO, that stuff takes time.
Right, right. It absolutely does. So, I mean, obviously, you're a smart business owner and you knew that. And so, and then it's just exploded from there. And now you've got something that is being featured in magazines and you guys are growing even more. And so, then what was the next step from there? Because I know that's not where it ended.
Yeah, the next step was I went to the Boss Mom retreat. And that's where I really got a ton of validation from colleagues. I got a lot of great business advice and things that it's an advice that I was able to implement immediately.
Hmm.
One of which being a referral program, and that really started the kind of that snowball effect where women were starting to tell their colleagues about it, and I was finally able to get outside of my own network, and reach
Yeah,
additional people.
that's
Fast
awesome.
forward to the 9 month mark, and we had experienced a ton of very fast growth, and it was able to replace my full time income with my agency. And I had to, at that
Wow.
point, make some shifts where I no longer was taking agency work. Fast forward another year, and I have shut down that agency and focused full time on Sparkle Hustle Grow, and have become also a coach for other subscription box business owners, whether they have an idea and want to launch one, or whether they're ready to scale. So I have a group coaching program that I spend a lot of time in. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I know that skipped over a lot, but
No, that's
that's kind
great.
of what's led me to where I'm at now.
I love it. And it's kind of like, I don't want to say the typical journey because it's not, nothing's typical, but it's like such
Right.
a beautiful journey to like what I said. In 2011, you had no idea you'd be coaching people on how to do
Oh,
subscription boxes
I
because
know.
did they even exist in 2011? Like it
They
wasn't even a
did, but
thing.
yeah, but it was the big boxes, you know what I mean?
Right.
Literally, like the
Yeah.
FabFitFuns and the Bark boxes, and those big ones, Stitch
Right.
Fix, the ones that
Oh
I
my
all
gosh. You're
look
right.
up to. And now anyone can start their own subscription box business.
Yeah. I've definitely had some ideas of my own. So I think
Nice.
it's just great though, because a lot of women want to start businesses. They find themselves in the same situation where they're about to start a family and they want to still contribute income, or maybe they weren't even
Mhm.
working before, but they just get a little bit stuck in motherhood and they want to find a way to make an impact and feel like a human being still and have an identity outside of just the mom title.
Yes.
And a lot of times people won't even start because they think they need to have the whole path laid out and they need to know what they're going to do now, what they're going to do in a year, what they're going to do in 6 years. There's no possible way to know because we started out selling stuff on Amazon and now
Mhm.
we're doing complete, like, not even in the same realm or universe of what we started out doing. So I love your evolution story and I think it's great that you're helping people. And that's where you get into like the generational impact. That's when you help other
Mm,
people to replicate your success and more things get out into the world that never would have made their way out had they not been able to find you as a coach to help them do that. So I think I love it. I love your journey.
thank you.
It's so exciting. And not only that, you're also starting something else this year, which is happening in September.
Yes,
Talk about that.
I just every time I hear my subscribers ask for something or say, "Oh, I really love this," or if something was a huge impact in my own journey, I I want to put that in my own business model. So,
Mhm.
having said that, we are launching our first annual retreat. It's called the Work Hard
Yay.
Play Hard retreat, and it's simply because in-person events have played such a massive massive role in the growth of my business and the growth of my network and just meeting all these amazing women. And so it just made sense for us to do that as well. And so
Mhm.
what's different about our event is that it is a mix of work and play, because when people say hustle, it I love the word hustle, but I think it's sometimes looked at the wrong way. It doesn't have to be all
Yeah.
work all the time. We need
Right.
to make sure we're having fun and relax sometimes. Take it easy, give yourself a
Yeah.
break, but also, become part of a community, something bigger. So at the
Yeah.
Work Hard, Play Hard retreat, it's going to be at the end of September. this year, 2019, in Riviera Maya, Mexico, at an all-inclusive resort. So we are
That's
ready to
so
get
fun.
spoiled. Yes.
I love it. I love it so much. I was just in Mexico for spring break, and it truly is going to be a majestic experience for
Oh,
everybody who gets to go.
yes.
And you guys listening, you can go to this. This is something that's not exclusive just to her
Hmm.
subscribers, although I do recommend becoming a subscriber and treating yourself, especially if you're a female entrepreneur. But we're going to talk about another box option that she has as well, that she's done with her husband. But this sounds so fun. And I honestly, guys, I will testify to that. There's something powerful about getting in an environment surrounded by like-minded people who are doing,
Hmm.
even if they're not doing the exact same things you're doing, they're in the same mindset. They have big dreams, they have big goals. It's inspiring, it's educational. You could be doing a subscription box business, go to a retreat like this with somebody who runs a completely different business model. Like they have, gosh, I'm trying to think, like they're a network marketer or something.
Yeah.
And you're going to get ideas in your business from them, even though it has nothing to do with your business model. There's just so much that you can learn, and there's so much you gain from getting in front of those people and having relationships with people who are there to support you. It's just, so I'm really excited that you're doing something live. I think there is so much power in those live
Yeah.
events.
And not only all those great things that you said, but also the content that we're going to deliver. We'll have 2 days of the conference, and the first day will be a lot of motivation, and then a lot of, learning. But then the second day is
Yeah.
doing. So we're actually going to take the concepts that we're learning about on the first day and actually going to put them into place the second day. We're doing, we're going to have a video studio on site. We're going to do headshots.
Mhm.
I mean, there's so many things that they're going to walk away with, and they won't walk away feeling overwhelmed with their to-do list because they'll have accomplished so much at this event.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I'm on the same page with you. I just did the glow event, and that was our goal,
Mhm.
was like, don't just come and be like overwhelmed. Come with like the inspiration, and then go forward with a plan to conquer your business and to make a real difference and to do things a little bit differently. So I love it. And I think it's going to be super, super amazing for everybody, including you. Like, it's such a fun thing as an entrepreneur to
Yes.
put on something like this and really make
Hmm.
that impact and create a space like this. It's very rewarding. And I'm excited for you to like go through that whole experience. I think it's going to be super fun.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about like kind of the spin-off, the sister company that your husband has kind of headed up, that you guys have, that would be probably super intriguing to everybody listening to this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So it is called Together Unplugged, and it's a monthly subscription box for families with kids aged like 5, 6 plus,
Mhm.
to help them re-engage, unplug, and play together and regain the quality time that so often is replaced by screen time these days. And so my
Yeah.
husband is a former teacher, and he saw these trends happening in the classrooms, that the kids needed more attention, or they didn't have the social skills that they used to have.
Mhm.
And while we're not anti-tech or anti-smartphone, we use it for all of those things to help run our lives, and to, for entertainment, all those things. We
Mhm.
find that our own family was disengaging. It would be sitting around each other, but we wouldn't be present with each other because we'd be on our
Yeah.
smartphones or our devices. And so the idea behind this box is to provide them with the resources, so you don't have to do all the legwork. You don't have to run to the store, or get on Amazon and buy a new toy or a new game. We're providing you with games, toys, or not toys, but like games and puzzles and activities, more like interactive things that you can
Mhm.
do as a family to get
I
off
love
the
it.
screen. Yeah, it's awesome. And
Yes.
it's more than just items. It's also activities. We're giving conversation starters. We're telling you all these great silly holidays to get to celebrate with your family, like National Cupcake Day, National Popcorn Day, and helping you find these things that you can connect with your kids on. And because I feel like sometimes we don't even know as parents how to connect now. And we're
Mhm.
guilty of it ourselves. There's
Right.
the how was school today? That conversation, but we want to dig deeper, and we found that some of our deepest and most interesting and telling conversations were happening over a basic puzzle, because we're all doing this mindless activity together. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yep, that's the idea. It's togetherunplugged.com.
I love it. And actually, that was Even though I love you and I had you like on my radar, I was going to interview you on the Kirsten Tyrell podcast eventually. Once I saw Together Unplugged, it was like instantly, I'm like, this needs to be on Marvelous Moms Club. People need this. This is going to be one of those things. There's people listening who are like, oh man, I was going to do that. That's such a good idea. And you've done it and now it's out there and it's something that I know that my audience is going to benefit from. So please go check that out, you guys. I think it's such a fascinating idea. Here's what I love about subscription boxes. We definitely subscribe to a few of them. My son gets a science one. I love treating myself with some. What I love is like it's something that really does kind of show up in the mail as a little surprise. And it's a little like it gets you back on track to where maybe if you guys are starting to disconnect, by the time that next month rolls around, you're going to get that
Mhm.
box. It's going to, give you just right there. There's no excuses left because here it is in your hands, your opportunity to connect as a family. And here's all these things. And your kids my kids love opening the mail.
Oh,
They
yeah.
open all kinds of mail they're not supposed to open. And I mean, Amazon's our best friend. They're like, another box showed up. I do admittedly have a problem lately with
Yeah,
Amazon
we all
orders,
do.
but but I love, love, love that you've kind of taken it to that sister level of like you have this for the female entrepreneurs and now you have something for families, and it really does bring it full circle with kind of how you started out with, as a new mommy. So
Yeah, and it's been really fun for
I
our
love it.
family. Yeah,
Yeah,
we've gotten McKenna involved in it as well. She is our official chief game tester, so
I
everything
love it.
has to be McKenna approved. And um, as kids, they're naturally fearless. So she's like, "I'll do a
Mhm.
video." So we'll jump on and do like an unboxing video, and everyone just says, "Oh my gosh, she's so fun! She's so good at the unboxing videos." And I'm like, "Man, we work so hard as adults to try and do a perfect video or a perfect post, and she's teaching us like nothing needs to be perfect, just do it and have fun with it.
Yes, don't overcomplicate it, just do it.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's
It's
been
so
great having her
awesome.
a part of it.
I love that she gets to be a part of it. I'm a huge fan of that. That's honestly like Marvelous Moms Club has been an evolution, and we're really shifting into a place of like, I think I started out with this theory of you can have it all, you can make your dreams come true, you can live a larger than life, life.
Hmm.
And now in the last few years, I've actually kind of built that, and it's kind of being on the flip side. It's not a theory anymore, it's actual experience. And I know you understand this that once you can get yourself into a life situation where you are able to have your family unit working as a whole, and I'm not saying everybody has to have their kids involved in their business, but
Hmm.
once you have something that is so amazing that your kids could be a part of, and you're able to support your family with an income that comes from something you're passionate about, it's something worth talking about. It's something that everybody deserves to feel and know and have if that's something they want to feel and know and have. So I think that's another reason you're a great fit, because you've shown that it's possible without having to just like shuffle the kids to the side. They get to be a part of
Hmm.
whatever you want to do if that's important to you.
Yeah,
So I love it.
exactly.
I mean, I could basically answer this question for you based on that conversation we just had, but I'm still going to ask it anyway because I ask everybody two questions actually. First, what are you reading right now? And the second, what makes you a marvelous mom?
So I'm always reading like 3, 4, sometimes 5 books because I'm on Audible. I like to read books for myself, but also we include a book in every single Sparkle Hustle Grow box. So I'm
I
constantly
love
on the
that.
lookout. Yeah. So right now I'm reading Girl Stop Apologizing, which was
I
in
mean,
our
who
March.
isn't?
Yeah, exactly. It was in our March box. If you haven't heard of it, it's by Rachel Hollis, our friend, and she was at your event. So
Yeah.
it's a really good book. It's a shame free plan for embracing and achieving your goals.
Hmm.
So it just speaks to me, and it speaks to my
That's good.
customers too. So I'm reading that,
Yeah.
and I'm reading "Scrappy Little Nobody" by Anna Kendrick. I always like to have something that's also light, so it's not all personal development all the time.
Hmm.
And so reading that one by Anna Kendrick. And then
That's
your
awesome.
question about what makes me a marvelous mom, I'd like to think that I'm a good role model for her when it comes to making a career on your own terms, especially now that she's been able to be a part of it and see a little bit more of behind the scenes. But I
Hmm.
am very intentional about letting her see me when I fail. I let her see me
Ooh.
cry. I tell her about, if I had a mean customer, I'll talk about it with her. Or if I apply for something and didn't get picked for it, or, I just want her to see that I
Hmm.
have these challenges, because she looks at me right now and she sees what she sees. She sees me as her mom, but also that, we do a lot of sales and we have a lot of success. But I also want her to see that other side, because failure is normal. Failure has been a part of my journey a lot. I created an ebook while I was running my agency, and I sold one to my neighbor. I mean, let's be real. We all have these
Oh, yeah.
failures.
We do.
So
We do.
I like to tell her in depth about that stuff, because it lets her open up to me. Like if I tell her I had a mean customer behind the screen, and then we talk about how easy it is to be someone else when you're on a computer, and it doesn't give you the right to act like that. You should still be authentic and true and treat people the way you want to be treated. But then it opens the door to tell her, or for her to tell me, yeah, such and such was kind of mean on the playground today. And like, it just opens that conversation up where we're on the same playing field.
I love it. I think that's such a good example you can set. I know I've talked about this maybe before, on it's important for me that my kids see me cry sometimes.
Yes.
Because they need to know that I'm a human being, and even sometimes the way they are acting is what's making me cry. And they need to understand the cause and effect. Like, just because I'm your mom doesn't mean you can't hurt my feelings. So I think it's really powerful to show them. That song is coming into my head, I'm only human. I mean, it's true. They need to see us as individual human beings, and it just helps them to connect as human beings with us. So I think that's great. I love that. I love that answer. Well, you are amazing, and I'm so grateful that you've been on here and that you've shared your story. I think it's inspiring, and I hope that it inspires everybody who listens. I hope that they will go check out at least one of your boxes. So where can they go? I know you kind of dropped the URLs before, but where's the best overall hub? Should they follow you on Instagram, Facebook? Where's your favorite place to hang out?
Yes, I hang out mostly at Sparkle Hustle Grow. We're on Instagram and Facebook. But I do have a website that's just mrsjulieball.com. And that's a great place to start because it'll direct you where you want to go. If you want to learn about my subscription box bootcamp, it has a link. If you want to learn about Sparkle Hustle Grow, it has a link. So that's a great place to go.
Okay. And I will link to all of these in the show notes.
Okay.
We'll see what we can do about getting you guys some really, really amazing deals on maybe boxes or her boot camp or something like that. So go check out the show notes and see what we have got for you. And we will see you guys on the next episode. Thank you so much, Julie. You are amazing.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you want to take action right now, you're feeling inspired and you're feeling enlightened, and you really want to own this role as a marvelous mom, go to the website, marvelousmomsclub.com/me, and create your own personal Marvelous Moms Manifesto. That is a tongue twister. marvelousmomsclub.com/me. You go fill in some great information, and in the end, you'll have a beautiful manifesto to display where only you can see or the whole family can see, where you can really, really own your role as a marvelous mom and step inside those goals and those ambitions and dreams that you have to become an even more marvelous mom to your beautiful family. So again, marvelousmomsclub.com/me. We will see you over there.